Hey, good morning. It's Tammy Marshall, the director of the Emotional Healing Institute and the creator of the Unemotional Eater program. And so I just quickly wanted to talk about one of the stories. You know, when I deal with emotional eating, and please know this is out of my own story. It's all about starting to take your thoughts captive. When I found EFT back in 2007, what it allowed me to do was begin to hear what I was saying in my head about weight loss, about food, about taking care of myself. And I started questioning the thought. Is that true? Is it absolutely true? Who would I be if I didn't have that thought? But I just started tapping on those things that I heard. And so one of the biggest ones for me is time. I have this whole story about time. I don't have time to get this done. I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to shop. I don't have time to, blah, 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 blah. Time is a big factor with me. And so, so let me first tell you that I didn't just tap on these things one time and they went away. They would begin to unfold as I would question the thought. And so one day I thought, I'm just going to tap on this story that I don't have time. And so I want you to know what it looks like, but know that it's not this just one thing that I did. So I just started tapping on that. And so tapping on the karate chop point, even though I just don't have time to cook, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I just don't have time to cook the way that I know that I need to, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I just don't have time to cook, I deeply and completely love and accept myself and all my emotions. I just don't have time to cook. I just don't have time to cook meals. I just don't have time to cook in the mornings. I just don't have time to cook and feed myself. I just don't have time to cook. I don't have time to get that done. I just don't have time to cook. This story that I just don't have time to cook, this story that I'm telling myself that I just don't have time to cook, I begin to let it go. I choose to let it go. Grab your wrist, take a deep breath. And so it was as simple as that. But what happened next is I thought, well, I wonder how long it takes, right? I keep saying I don't have time to cook. So I was going to this Tropical Smoothie place every morning to get a smoothie. And so I timed how long it took to go by the Tropical Smoothie place to get to work versus just going straight to my office. And so, that was taking me about 15 minutes to do that, to go through the Tropical Smoothie line and all that. It was taking, a good 15, sometimes even 20 minutes, right, depending on what their line was and all that. And so I thought, so I wonder how long it takes me to make my own smoothie at home. I wonder how long it takes me to cook bacon and eggs. I love to have bacon and eggs for breakfast. And oh, by the way, you can eat bacon and eggs and still lose weight. And so I just timed it, right? And it took me about 7 minutes. So the truth of the story was I did have time. I absolutely did have time. I just didn't know that I had time. I had been telling myself a story for years, but it was a story. It was just the story that I was making up. And so as I began to break down the story, then easier ways to feed myself, to cook, all these things began to appear because I let go of the first layer of I don't have time. Now, all of us have a story, and so I'm just going to ask you to start listening to what you're saying in your head about why you can't, feed yourself well, why you can't, prepare meals at home, why you can't exercise, why you can't drink water, why you can't do these things. What is it that you hear in your head? And and please put them below and we'll talk about it again.